Good afternoon everyone. I've had a few requests to share a video of my plot where I escaped to get away from the rat race or get away from people. So I've got a bit of a cold, so please excuse my snotty nose. Let's see if I can do it all professional like the YouTubers do. So need a bit of background music. I'll try not to sing because my singing voice is awful. So is my speaking voice actually. Very manly. Ooh. Anyway. I've got herbs in the pots, so I didn't want the herbs taking over the garden, but I also wanted flowers in here for the bees, because feeding the bees I feel is really, really important, especially if you want successful growth, successful crop anyway. I did have potatoes in here because we've had some frosts, and I didn't get down here and get a tunnel over them. The plants are gone, but you know, doesn't matter. I've got some winter potatoes over there by where the frame is. I'll explain what that frame is for in a minute. Right, all these plastic bottles, my son drinks a lot of water. I don't agree with it. I like to stick charcoal in my water to filter my water, so I'm not wasting all of this. But yeah, recycled bottles to house young brassica plants. No, I've got planted garlic in between. The reason why I'm doing a row system is so it's easier for me to weed in between. So whenever I get an empty row, I'm just going to plant. I'm not doing anything in blocks this time or rotation or anything like that, because when I did it in blocks, one, it was harder for me to weed, and then we had to think about, oh gosh, where am I going to put anything or anything like that. We had to think about rotating, and we're going to rotate the brassicas, rotate the potatoes, rotate the onions and this and that. But hopefully doing things in rows, as soon as I get an empty row, I'm going to fill it. And I'm not going to worry about rotation. I will do with the potatoes, however. Obviously the brassicas won't go in the same row. Next year they'll probably go in a different row, so do you know what I mean? So it'll keep moving on and moving on and moving on, but it'll be a bit easier for weeding. But when things are in blocks like this, it was much harder for weeding. So I've really been struggling. I've been with my back in a lot of pain, so I've had to adapt and make things easier. So it's all about adapting. I like to swap, reuse, recycle whenever possible, because gardening can be quite expensive if you're buying things in all the time. Oh, stray carrot. Must have left that behind. And seed save whenever possible, because if you don't, it can get quite expensive. So main things I have paid for are these, but these will last me forever rather than the bamboo canes, which don't last forever. These bamboo canes that are in the bottle were already on the plot, so basically I've just reused them and hope so. But this system is just an experimental system this year, so we're seeing if it's working better. These I know I've done too close together, so I'm sure that the garlic in between this will struggle, but like I said, it's just an experiment. This I've done a little bit further apart, so I'm hoping this will work. Again, it's just an experiment, but I spray my brassicas with garlic anyway to try and deter pests. It's natural. I don't like using soap like a lot of people do, because it's not natural. I like to use natural things on my foods. But everybody's different. I don't criticise people for what they use, but I prefer to use natural. Me and my daughter did this. We wanted to jazz up the shed a bit because it looks horrible when it's just plain. So we wanted to beautify it. So the pallets we got off the allotment, and we painted them, planted them. A lot of people like to put herbs in them. I wanted to put flowers in them because it's food for the bees. I want to put nasturtiums in the bottom. I love nasturtiums, and I think it's just more beautiful food for the bees again. Oh, I think I've had some friends visiting and they're having a dig. So along here is going to be wildflowers and fruit bushes. We've got raspberries here. Up there we've got currants, and again it'll be wildflowers. At home I took all the grass up in the front garden, and sorry, please excuse my snotty nose, I've got a cold. At home I took all the grass up. I've got a load of fruit bushes like raspberries, black currants, gooseberries, got a small apple tree, pear tree, all loads of other stuff as well, blueberries and stuff like that. And all around it is wildflowers, and wood chip pots as well for the birds so they can have a mooch around for the insects. And the neighbour said, oh, can I stick some bird feeders up? And I said, yeah, sure, absolutely. And now we have a really high population of birds visiting my small front garden, and the neighbours seem to love it. So, you know, my front garden's just filled with birdsong all day long, and it's just beautiful, it's lovely. But yeah, and my tomato plants, it's November, are still going strong, and it's freezing cold and they're still going. So I'm hoping if we have a problem with blight, that the wildflower planting along here will help the tomato plants. So again, this year, a different way I'm doing things. It's just an experiment, so fingers crossed. So this is why the potatoes are going to go along here. So I don't know how I'm going to do it the year after that, we'll see. Maybe I'll grow them in containers with wildflowers. At the back of the shed, I've wood chipped it so it'll be easier for me to collect the leaves, hopefully. Put them in here. I need a shredder really. I'll crunch them up. Hoping to get some foxgloves and things like that along here, because they're okay with semi-shade. Maybe to grow mushrooms at the back here as well. So there is pallets underneath here, so this is my dry pile. I'm hoping to make a rocket stove and put it round there, out of bricks, so we can have a nice hot cuppa. If I could scrounge enough bricks, probably need about 30 bricks I think. So put it there so we can have it by our log table and chairs. And yes, rocket stove. So if I get that done, get a video of it. Water butts, one was already on the plot. That's got a bit of water and needs a bit more. Need to get the leaves out. This was donated to the allotment, and I was asked if I wanted it, and I said, oh yes please. That was donated to the allotment, and I thought, oh yes please. So that was for storing the leaves for mulch for next year. These are already on the allotment, but I don't know what I'm going to do with these. But this glass here, maybe, I don't know, store them and see if somebody else wants them. But yeah, this is where I like to escape. I think I need to make some shelving for the shed. But my little escape from civilians. But it's a great community. But yeah, if you ever think of growing anything, give it a go. You can grow in pots. It's quite easy. I mean, a lot of people fail the first time, so if you do fail the first time, don't be disheartened. Try again. There's plenty of groups, plenty of YouTube videos, plenty of books, crops in pots. If you're limited on space, fabulous, and the food is just delicious and so much healthier. So have a good week, whatever you're doing. Be safe and be happy.